Today, I am visiting a house I know very well. In fact, it's a house that I have used images of to convince clients to do something very contemporary in rural settings. Today, I get to see it in the flesh, so I'm incredibly excited. It is fitting that my journey exploring incredible Irish homes started as far south as you can go in West Cork, and now I have ended up as far north as you can go on the beautiful Bannon Peninsula in Donegal. There it is now. Actually, what I never realised about this house, you've got to come around the bend, up the hill and down before you see any glimpse of the house. And the first glimpse you see is this very, very dynamic shape of the roof, jutting out, almost like a rock or a formation, not a building, sitting on glass, which is reflective and lightweight. It looks amazing from here. It's gorgeous. It really is. What's really surprising about it is every image you see of it, it's very, very black, but actually it's weathered, and it's weathered really nicely. It's kind of gone this slate grey as opposed to a black, and that's now starting to connect it back into the colours of the landscape around. It's hard to describe. It's like a container. It's metal, it's alien, it's temporary. It's one of these things that it's kind of feast for the eyes when you see it. There's a huge amount going on in what looks essentially like this very simple, long building. I know that the architect, who's local to here, was very nervous about building on this site. This is an incredibly sensitive site. Look at us, we are literally down. This is national park kind of stuff here. And I think one of his early thoughts was something quite temporary, almost like a container. You'd see it on weather stations up in the Arctic. You know, you'd see these very kind of almost plonked on temporary buildings. And it has that feeling. There's nothing really other than the structure, that metal structure, which does look like it's been airlifted in, placed onto the site. And actually, it works. It works really, really well. Generally, the house is falling. It's falling from the hill right down to the sea. So if you look at all of the windows, they're at an angle. For me, it's like one of these places that you bring kids to, and they go into spaces and windows are all over the place, and they're thinking, one of the things you notice, those windows are off level. I wonder what it's like to be inside with those. This incredible home was completed in 2007 by MacGabhann Architects, based locally in Letterkenny. It's 1,500 square foot of perfection. Oh my God. Wow. That view takes your breath away. I got so obsessed with the outside of the house and looking at it. It's only when you step in here and you realise how magical that view is. Look at the height of this. I'm nearly, 1.8, 2 metres, so this has got to be 4 metres high. And then over on this side, where the view is a bit more intimate and the hill comes right up to the building, you don't see the sky. They haven't tried to lift up the roof on this side, they've just kept it long and low. And so when you get around here, wow. At the north end of the home, there's a second, almost identical living room with another kitchen and another breathtaking view. Down there, it's all about kind of redirecting you back from the hill, back out towards the sea. But here, the sea is kind of playing second fiddle, and it is the headland, and the roof swoops up to kind of to draw you that way. So this house is designed to be divided up into different segments. So you can actually have a separate family living down this end. So if I open this and push it back here, it becomes becomes a completely separate room. What a clever way to do a door. And then, so you've got this lovely long wall that runs the entire length of the house, and that's got all the bookshelves, storage cabinets, and it actually holds the walls that divide up the house. Everywhere you see a little piece of glass in the ceiling, it delineates where the house can be shut down. So you can shut it down here, or you can take in a bedroom and shut it down here so it becomes a little apartment. So you can open and close and shut the house down in various different segments depending on what you want to use it for. Along this interchangeable corridor are 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and the answer to my question. Why are the windows slanting? Actually, come here, look at this. All the windows look like they were at angles. They look like they were all sloping away, and it makes perfect sense when you're in here. The horizon is straight, so you're looking right over at across the other side of the bay. So it's almost like you're on a ship, and with the only thing that moves when you're on a ship is the horizon. It's really clever because what it does is it gives it movement, it gives it drama, and it really focuses you right. The master bedroom takes these drunken windows to an even better level. Oh my God. Wow. You get the entire Inishowen Peninsula in this lovely sliver. So you get sky, you get ground, you get the sea, you get it all in this tiny sliver, and you can only see it when you're lying down. That's amazing. This house is a series of ingredients. There's lots of ideas in it, but they do come together incredibly coherently. It's a site that you don't want to mess with. Even the 2 little terraces that hang out over the edge don't really touch the ground, so that gives it an incredible lightness. But there's a familiarity with it, and it is back down to the cottage. It's 1 room deep. It's got a corridor running down one side and just bedrooms off it. It's an Irish vernacular building. So as a form, there's lots going on in it, but it comes together really, really well. Somebody has taken all those ingredients, put them into the bowl, and it has come out amazing.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know.
This really is the icing on the cake, isn't it? This is the private beach associated with Tuath. It's absolutely magical down here.
You know how I feel.
I suppose, look, the reason the house is here on this coast is because of the sea, it's because of the beach, and I love sea swimming. There's always this nervous trepidation before you go into the sea, but you can't leave a house like this without going for a swim.
It's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
It can sometimes take fate to force us to discover what's on our own doorstep. Exploring these incredible homes in Ireland has made me realise that I have just as much to learn about architecture here as anywhere else in the world.
And I'm feeling good.